Greetings and blessings in the name of Jah Rastafari. It's your man Tru-Dru once again. I'm grateful and I'm thankful for being here. It is a wonderful day. It's a great Friday. I have a lot that I would like to talk to you about. I did say earlier that I was going to talk about first I was going to talk about the issue of affordable health care. I think I'm going to dip into that because the reason why the healthcare, I'm going to combine the issue with the Affordable Health Care Act in the combination with my health update. First, let me bring you my health update. My health update is I found out that my kidneys are kind of like in a severe issue. I do have pictures of what the kidneys look like, and they're kind of like in between damage and they're trying to repair themselves at the same time. I do have health care, which is called United Healthcare. United Healthcare, and I'm actually going to get that updated to where Dr. Shangra Mangra is my primary care doctor, and I'm going to get myself situated to where I can get my heart in a better situation. And I'm supposed to be getting a cardiologist taking care of my issues. But what my main concern here is, while I'm doing that to try to get better for myself, I realize we have a dictative president that feels that he's God, has a godlike complex. He's the Antichrist. He's the son of Satan. He's these things because he is doing everything he can to make sure that we never get well and that we keep on making the other people profit. Remember, this is a man that was born into money, never had to work a day in his life, and he feels that we have to give him. He feels that we owe him. He feels that we must give to him and he must take. He's a take. Remember what Tupac Shakur said? Take, give me, take. This is what Tupac warned y'all about. Tupac predicted that Donald Trump was going to be president, and he knew it was going to happen. I had a nightmare back in 1992 that Donald Trump was going to become president too. And at the time, Donald Trump wasn't so bad, but then he started to show, little by little, started to show his true colors, to show how racist he is. And then you got people like Mike Tyson and Omarosa and all of that are for Donald Trump. Those are the worst. I would say those are the worst people of the world. I don't care who they are, a celebrity, whatever. Those are not people I would look up to. Those are people I would give a look at and say that I don't want nothing to have nothing to do with you because you got money in your pocket, you have success, and when you see regular people like us that put into the system that help you guys get what you have, you guys act like you're better than us, and you're not. And I could say for Omarosa, fuck you and fuck your motherfucking husband and fuck your whole family for treating us like shit, for acting like you're better than your own friggin' black people. I don't give a damn if Donald Trump is the reason why you got a job. To me, you ain't nothing but a two-faced dumb bitch. Fuck you. I'm sorry to say it, but that's what I'm going to say. Because at the end of the day, all these people that are poor, and you're going to say, okay, I'll do anything to help the guy who got you a job, and you're going to displace a whole bunch of poor people, especially people of color. Nobody don't respect you no more. Everybody hates you now. It got to the point where you was the most hated woman on television, and then you showed how really nice you were as a person, and then you started going back and degrading yourself all over again to show how stupid and dumb and ignorant and how much of a coon you are. You're a person that I would spit in the face or smack in the face as soon as I see you. Because someone like me that's suffering, that got heart failure, that's walking around with edema in my feet or edema in my feet and got kidney issues and all that stuff going on and the low potassium levels and high blood pressure going on, I got to save myself. And at the end of the day, if you're all about not caring about the people, then there's no reason why the people should respect you. Same thing goes to Mike Tyson, man. With that tattoo all over the left side of his face. Let me tell you something. In case you don't wonder, it says so by the man himself. And it said this, thou shalt not put any cutting or markings into your flesh. And you did. You got it on the whole left side of your face to show you how stupid and dumb and not even in the right mind you are. You're a dumbass. So how you gonna mark up the whole left side of your face and leave the whole right side clean? And I know it's a lot of you guys that are on the wrong side of y'all brains. Y'all always got the whole left side marked. And I just show you how evil y'all are. Y'all are sinister and evil people because you mark up your body and worship the devil. That is why you're marked up and doing all these dumb stuff. And then you have the nerve to talk about that you've been raped as a young guy. You know, I don't really care now. That's your problem because you don't care about us. And also, what I want to dwell about, what I want to talk about is other things. I need you guys to go ahead and pick up the phone. Please, I urge you, pick up the phone and call your legislator, call your senator, your Republican senators. I've called Marco Rubio already and left a message at his office. That is fine if you leave a message. They have to get the message and keep on putting the pressure. Do like me and make videos and talk and get the word around and start making action. Let them know that, hey, if you don't do something, we're going to have a serious problem. Let everyone know that this is the time that we all stand up and keep the Affordable Health Care Act going. We really need this. This is a serious thing. I'm in dire need for my help, and everybody else that has pre-existing conditions need to get as much help as possible. I'm just now able to get a cardiologist to help me, and I finally got his information, and I'm about to fax my information by him, let him know how sick I am, and I'm really, really sick because for what I found out, I almost dropped dead again the other day. I'm really in bad health, and this is serious. And I can't do this all alone to walk. I can't be affording to pay for something that I don't have the money for. They want me to pay. How are you going to make me pay for something that I don't have the money for? Number one, Donald Trump, why don't you go ahead and make this health care act only for yourself? Why don't you pay for our health care? Since you have so much money that you be bragging about and got Trump towers and Trump this and hiring all those same foreign people. Well, you want to call them foreign and call them not American citizens. The Mexicans who really belong here, who technically really belong here, you want to kick them out. You want to mess with the DACA and all that stuff. Hey, it is what it is, but we all need to fight. We need to get in here and fight because this guy is really a moron. He's doing everything he can to displace the people of the country and claim he's a president. He's not no president. He was never a president. He never will be president. He cheated his way into office and he's a grifter in chief. Fuck him. Fuck him and his whole family to hell. That's how I look at it. Because he's an evil, wicked person and a selfish person. It is time we get ourselves together. Those that don't agree with everything I say and thinks that what Donald Trump and them is doing is right, that's y'all problem. Why don't y'all take health care for yourselves and take his health care while the rest of us, while the other 98% of Americans that need it, take it. How about that? Since y'all want to keep on trying to force everything that we don't want. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of living in a situation where we're supposed to live free and they're trying to force us to make us do something that we don't want at all. They're trying to tell us that what is good for us, what is best for us is what is because they say so. No, we want to get what we want because we worked fought hard for it. Just like how these jobs are screwing me over, all these jobs I worked for. I worked a week and a half at Family Dollar. And then all of a sudden, the temporary position, they tell me that they don't need me no more. But I'm not giving up. I'm going to get me another job and I work hard because I got a lot of experience. And that's who I am, a great person. I'm a man of integrity and I'm a man that works hard. And I'm a man that believes in work. I don't want to sit on my ass like Trump that never worked. I love working. I love being able to build my own empire. Right now I got my own empire. I got my own record label I'm trying to build. I'm writing a book. I'm writing a fictitious storybook, and I'm actually going to write a book about my life afterwards. There's a lot of goals and dreams that I have going for myself. And I want you guys that have the same belief to please, I'm begging you, please, call this number. Because I just already called this number already, and I left a message for Marco Rubio. As you know, Marco Rubio pretends that he cares for people, but he really doesn't. And it's unfortunately sad. And this is a man that came from Cuba. He's not from here. And he's the one that's against the DACA Act or whatever you call it, DACA. He's against it. And it doesn't make any sense. A lot of things that he supports is wrong. But we need to talk some sense into him. We need to show him action. And what we need to do is stand as a unit. Those of you who are in Florida that live out here like I do, live out here in Brevard County area, live in all these other different counties in different parts of the area, you got to fight. Everything is a fight. It's just ridiculous. And now I'm going to go a little bit into the segment and show you what Roland Martin was talking about. And I'm going to show you why this is really important to us in just a moment. And again, thank you for coming on my show.
Good morning, I'm Roland Martin. Next on News 1 Now, healthcare. Major issue. Republicans are desperate trying to rush this thing through. Well, guess what? They say they might have the votes to urge the bill, and President Barack Obama weighs in for the first time with his thoughts publicly, so we'll show you the speech that he gave yesterday in New York. Horrific images of destruction and misery coming out of Puerto Rico. Also, all of the U.S. Virgin Islands. We're talking with Jack from business to education to raising our families to their influence on culture. We're talking show Great Pearson McNeil, Senior Vice President with Nielsen, about the report now sisters are doing. He's a world-renowned entrepreneur whose mission is empowering underserved communities. Now Operation Hope founder John O'Brien has a new book out called The Memo. We're talking to him about his 5 rules for your economic liberation. It is the largest gathering of African American leaders and policymakers in the country. Of course, the 47th annual Congressional Black Caucus Foundation annual legislative conference has begun. We'll show you some of the things that have already started, including a panel meeting yesterday, policy and protest. Where do we stand in this post-Obama world? Also, yesterday they honored Black Lee and Yolanda Adams. We'll have some of that. Plus, the Memorial Foundation, which is built for MLK Memorial, they continue their work. We'll show you some of that as well. Kind of pretty fun.
Now I recorded the video to actually add it here to prove to show my verification of what's going on, and I did it the best I could, but it's a little foggy and it's a little bit the voice, you can barely hear it. I do apologize for the inconvenience of that. I'm going to continue to go ahead and try to upload more of them and add them here into this segment. What you're going to see next is the speech by former President Barack Obama as he talks about and stresses how important healthcare is for us. Once again, I do apologize for the inconvenience of the video. Next time when I do include the videos from the television, what I'm going to do is have it much louder. I thought it would work, but from what I found out, the camera that I'm using, a lot of roaches have made their way into the camera and have gotten, I don't know what they were doing, but they were all crawled up in there. And it's all kind of roach pieces that I found out of there when I was putting the stuff together. But the next clip that you're going to see is Barack Obama's speech, and it stresses how important it is for us to get together and to keep affordable health care going for us in the United States.
The battle against the Republicans' bill in the Senate trying to repeal the Affordable Care Act continues. The former President Barack Obama is not being silent. Yesterday, he weighed in, saying people are allowed today because of his signature bill, and said watching Republicans try to destroy the Affordable Care Act over and over and over has been frustrating.
The legislation that we passed was full of things that still need to be fixed. It wasn't perfect, but it was better. And so when I see people trying to undo that hard-won progress for the 50th or 60th time, with bills that would raise costs or reduce coverage, or roll back protections for older Americans or people with pre-existing conditions, the cancer survivor, the expecting mom, or the child with autism or asthma, for whom coverage once again would be almost unattainable, it is aggravating. And all of this being done without any demonstrable economic or actuarial or plain common sense rationale, it frustrates.
All right, I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty going on here with my thing here, trying to get everything together. I do apologize for what's going on, but I'm doing the best I can to make everything come together for this segment. The next part of the video, we're going to hear more into the issue of how stressful it is. Hopefully you guys can at least take a listen to it as good as possible of what's going on and what the implication could be if we don't fight hard to get this ACA going for the country, for the poor people, people of color, and those who are white too as well. We all need to unite and try to fight for this, that way we can make it happen. All right, coming up next in the next segment, Donald Trump is going to be telling lies, saying this and that. But if you guys are in the military and the force, would you fight for someone that doesn't care about you, that doesn't want to do nothing for you or for your betterment, and make sure that you don't benefit when you get out as a veteran? He doesn't care about you as a veteran. So if I was in the military working for a country like this, and this man is supposed to be representing the country, being the leader of the free world, I wouldn't do anything for him at all. He's going to come up with lies, 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 more lies. He's the grifter in chief. Trump lies matter, as you guys know. That's what it's all about. The people are not important. It's all about Trump. who sat on his fat ugly ass, never had to work, never had to do nothing, just been given riches and been able to take the riches and keep it going forward while people like us suffer. His whole purpose is to make us all suffer. And if you guys don't understand that, you have a serious problem. You need to go ahead and check this video out where he sits down, lies, and says he has the people behind him and says he has the votes needed to go ahead and get his healthcare act going and ruin the people. All right, check it out.
I think there's tremendous support for him. I think it's actually much better than the previous shot, which was very sadly let down. There's not tremendous support for this particular bill because nearly every health care organization is against it. Insurance companies, of course, the American Cancer Society, American Lung Association, March of Dimes, and we can go on and on and on, but Republicans are determined to undo the Affordable Care Act, and they have just 10 days to ram something through the Senate. They only need a 51-vote majority due to the rules in the Sentencing Reconciliation. And then Donald Trump last night tweeted another lie. Quote, I would not sign Graham Cassidy if it did not include coverage of pre-existing conditions. It does a great bill, repeal and replace. But again, coverage for pre-existing conditions will be left up to the states who have the power to charge higher premiums for those with them. We call it Lee Saunders, the president of AFSCME.
Now we're gonna get into this segment where we're gonna hear Jimmy Kimmel talk about it. We're gonna hear he put his 2 cents into it. It makes a lot of sense. I don't know, like I'm saying, I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear his voice pretty good, but despite the fact whether you can hear the voice is good or not, I'm urging you guys try and listen to it as best as you can, and hopefully when I up it here, it'll be fine. But hopefully I can get the voice. Hopefully the voice will be as clear as possible. Again, I do apologize. Didn't expect this issue to happen. Roaches have invaded my camera while I was away and trying to do things I had to do. But let's hope that everything can get everything. Hopefully everything will still work. So please check it out. Roll that beautiful green footage. I think we need to go ahead and record these idiots that are basically saying that our healthcare is. Now listen to this. Let's Jimmy Kimmel explain.
That oppose this Graham Cassidy bill. The American Cancer Society, the American Diabetes Association, American Heart Association, American Lung Association, the Arthritis Foundation, Cystic Fibrosis, the ALS Association, the March of Dimes, Multiple Sclerosis Society, Children's Hospital of LA. Basically, any group you've ever given money to thinks this is.
Let's not forget, Mitch McConnell was helped by the March of Dimes.
Him. Okay? Surprisingly, both Cassidy and Sarah Lindsey Graham, the other co-sponsor of the bill, were not happy.
These idiots now, we're going to hear them talk.
It was a personal attack, and I can't help that. But all I can say is that if you're in Texas or if you're in Maine, in Virginia, Missouri, there'll be resources in your state that you not.
The Graham Cassidy healthcare bill. You'll see.
Here's what I wish he would have done.
Listen to this.
I wish he would have called Senator Cassidy to ask him, is what I'm reading true? Because he heard some liberal talking points that are absolute garbage. He bought it hook, line, and sinker.
This guy doesn't care about the people.
He went on national TV and called this man who has worked for the underprivileged in healthcare all of his life a liar, and I think that's inappropriate.
Last I checked, if you lie, you're a liar.
Thank you.
It's got boldly.
Now, I just want to make a whole point. Now, this episode was done with Roland Martin. News one with Roland Martin on Thursday. And to break it down, the healthcare bill. Later on in this, I am going to give you an update. I'm going to go ahead and do that next. The update of how far they've gotten to the votes they needed to actually push through this ridiculous healthcare bill that they're going to put. So I'm going to stop this part of the segment here, and I'm going to show you that today's episode of the News One episode by Roland Martin, that they're actually going to screw us over in the country. If we don't get together and call the 202 numbers or whatever the number is, the government number in Washington, D.C., we're going to be in a lot of trouble. I just received Medicaid, and I do get Medicaid now. I'm very sick. I do have a weak heart, so that is why I'm fighting so hard. So what I'm getting ready to do now, I'm going to get ready to roll the next episode of News One. Just give me one moment. Now, this made me very happy when that racist guy from New Orleans was caught because what he did was ridiculous. And what I'm hoping for is an example of him is an example is being made across the board with someone with an evil, wicked mind like that. And just like Cynthia G says, those evil Albanoid devils, he's one of them. He's an evil devil walking around. He is a, how should I say the words? There's another term they use. He is an evil, he's a Neanderthal thug. And when I say Neanderthal thug, I'm not talking about all people of one group of people. I'm only talking about bad people of that one group. Only the people that are bad. Because as far as I'm concerned, I believe in unity for blacks, whites, and every race on the planet. Asians, everybody, Indians, everybody, Latinos, all of us need to come together, period. And we only have one group of people that wants us all gone. Or they think they want us all gone. They don't know what they want. So sometimes they like to lay up with the women all the time. These so-called Neanderthals that's running around you. You just gotta watch out for them. But I'm so glad they caught this guy. He's gonna come up in the next segment. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. For the New Orleans, you guys know about the case.
Karen Weston Broom, right here on News One now. Senate Republicans are racing against the December 30th deadline to try and pass another harsh version of a health care bill that would gut Medicaid and leave millions of Americans uninsured. It's the last chance to pass the bill with just 51 votes. And we'll bring you later on the opposition to that and give you a number where you can call your U.S. senator to share your thoughts. We're just hours away from finding out exactly what black women think about the current political climate. They're going to unveil this report later today with the Congressional Black Caucus, but they have it right here. We'll talk with editor-in-chief, Vanessa DeLuca, and Nolan Campbell of the Black Women's Roundtable with regards to this report on the power of the sister vote. Also, the trooper who arrested Sandra Bland ended up dead in a Texas jail cell says he feared for his safety, of course, during their encounter.
This man got away with murder. Sandra Bland.
And you sound like a damn fool. We'll play for some of the newly released audio recordings of him. Also, some of Jesse Jackson Sr. joins me to talk about his voter registration bus to across the state of Virginia. Also, this hour, look at one of the all-stars with School Choice Movement. There's really wonders educating black children. These are black school choice folks. Time to bring the book. News One now, 3-1.
And that was the one thing that saddened me though about it. Sometimes we can't always get justice done. This country, I see a lot of injustice happen to a lot of people with the same skin tone as my own. And as that same happens with the Latinos. It happens with Asians a lot less than us, but it does happen to them because they happen to be people of color too. It happens from blacks, then Latinos, then Asians. It happens in that order of who the injustice happens the most to. And what I'm realizing, even though it happened to whites, it doesn't happen to them as much as it happened to us, but it's still not fair. Unfair is unfair. Injustice is injustice. And we need to, at the end of the day, take a look at this and put it under a microscope and take things more serious with it. We need to figure out how to get more advantage into the justice system. We need to start put our money where our mouth is, and to have more investment into the justice system so that way we can always keep the justice system in our favor. There is a reason why the justice system is against us and why it always will be, and it's never going to change. We need to get together and fix that. Um, what you see what's going on with Sandra Bland, we were fighting for justice for Sandra Bland, and as you can see, no justice happened. He got away with it. And it made it look like Sandra Bland was a bad person. Same thing with Trayvon. Trayvon's killer got away with it. He's laughing. He's able to lay down and make a family and do what he wants. While Trayvon never got to get older, never got to do anything, never got to go to college. And he was destined to do that. He was going to go in the space program that my brother wants to be a part of. But it is what it is. We need to get stronger and continue to do what we have to do. So I'm going to get ready to get up in the next segment because eventually we're going to go land into the segment with Angela Rye in this segment. And this sister means business. I love what she and Tamika Mallory talks about. It's about to get hot up in here. You watch. I want to say I definitely feel sorry for the victims of Mexico with the earthquake, um, the victims of Puerto Rico and Virgin Islands, the other parts of the Caribbean that have gotten hit by the earthquake. I mean, the hurricane. It's really sad that Maria has caused so much destruction after Irma. We speaking of Irma and Harvey. Harvey had came by, then Irma came. When Irma came, it hit us pretty bad. We are victims of Irma. We still haven't gotten any disaster relief fund from FEMA yet. We're trying to get those together, to get the paperwork together, and to let FEMA and them know that we need to get some type of relief for it. We lost a lot of food. We had to throw away food. We had our it affected our appliances a little bit. We had no power. We had no internet for a while. We did not. It took us 5 days to get internet back, and a lot of the food we had to throw away. And also we had no internet, no direct TV or cable or anything like that. So it just was ridiculous. It was just really bad. But I do feel for the people who didn't make it, or people who got hit worse than we did, as far as like Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Maria. People of Puerto Rico, I pray for them. Hopefully things will be all right and better for them. The people of St. Croix, same thing. Also, I pray for the victims of the earthquake of Mexico. We've got like over 200, I think 283 or something. I can't remember the exact number, but it was nearly 200 victims in Mexico as far as the victims of the hurricanes. I mean, I keep saying hurricane, I mean victims of the earthquake. And Puerto Rico was the victims of the hurricane in St. Croix. Puerto Rico was 100% without power, I believe, when they said they got hit by Hurricane Maria. The St. Croix got hit pretty bad too. I'm hoping everything gets better for them. I know it's really can be devastating when you're losing a family or losing, everything that you've grown to love and know through a disaster. That's why I say always be humble and always try to put God first despite what happens. Even if you're a victim of anything, at least anybody can be a victim. We're not perfect. We're all flawed. We're all His perfect, imperfect soldiers. So with that out of the way, I want to go ahead and get into the next segment, and maybe we can just get more of what's going on.
This morning, I'm Roland Martin. Next on the news.
Yeah, this is the update here.
Republicans in some serious trouble. More opposition to their health care proposal in the U.S. Senate. We will break this thing down. All 50 Medicaid directors in America are against this proposal by the Republican Party. We'll break it down with our panel. Also, we continue to follow of course, the remains of Hurricane Maria, U.S. Virgin Islands, severely impacted St. Croix and other significant devastation in the Caribbean. So we'll give you the latest on that as well. Artists and activists and athletes with a great panel on this yesterday. 4 NFL players also sent a letter to the NFL commissioner saying they want a social activism month. And we'll hear from Dr. Harry Edwards, Jason Reed of the Undefeated, Eton Thomas, former NBA player, and the general counsel.
They blackball Kaepernick.
Association. Plus, we'll have our panel break it down as well. Angry black students are protesting and demanding answers from the president of the University of Michigan after another spate of racist messages are found around campus. Also on the show, 70% of Americans will need to turn to our nation's basic living programs to help make ends meet. We'll talk about the issue of
You hear that?
with children's advocate Miriam Wright Edelman, probably again in the United States, and how the president's budget cuts could be extremely damaging. Also, we lost 2 great men, one actor, Bernie Casey, and a pioneering and innovative golfer, Charles Owen.
Rest in peace.
Details of their life, their legacy, and of course, our box office roundup. What's hot this weekend? It's time to bring the clock. This one now on TV1. Let's go.
Angela Rye's going to be in this episode here. I was a little bit late when this came on, but Angela Rye will definitely be on here, and she's going to put her views on it. I like hearing a sister talk. So what I'm going to do, I am definitely going to, in the next clip, I'm going to have it to where she's already talking with the crew on the round table. And then we're going to break it more down into what they're trying to do as far as the healthcare. And then we're going to wrap it all up here, and we're going to talk about African American women's power in power. They have the power of, how should I say, they're basically being heard around the world, and they're gonna be taken, they're becoming taken seriously. And you're gonna see what I've been explaining for a long time. And I'm also talking about other issues, and you're gonna see. Let's continue.
I promise you I will be filling in place of volunteer. I'm keeping my promise, and the best thing about this program
He
is
is
I'm
a
taking millions of
fucking
dollars out of
idiot.
Washington, bringing it home. And if you don't like what's going on in your health
You
care
can hear
life,
the
you don't
racial tone in
complain
his
to a
voice.
bureaucrat who could care less about you. You can complain to your state house member, to your governor, who needs your vote, and they will listen to
We're
you.
gonna complain to you. I can tell you
Well,
that.
that's
Just like
something
last
like
time, I got on your
Graham,
case.
he is desperate
Yeah,
to get
very.
necessary to pass. He's a co-sponsor of the Senate Republican bill when it comes to repealing and replacing the Affordable Care Act. But as a result, now a lot of people said they were moving forward with that. They were very close to getting the 50 votes needed.
This is the worry here.
Vice President Mike Pence would break the tiebreaker, but major opposition continues to build against this particular bill. We also have Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. He plans on holding a vote on this bill next week, but so far Republicans don't have those 50 votes. On yesterday, big news, all 50 state directors of Medicaid came out as a collective against this proposal.
Yes.
Also, a number of other organizations. You have hospital associations. You have healthcare organizations. A number of entities saying this is a bad bill. Republicans also want to consider this bill, want this bill to be considered with virtually no debate. And so the pressure continues. Folks have been flooding Capitol Hill with phone numbers, 202-224-3121. They're calling that number, letting Republicans know how they feel about this bill. You might remember
I've already called the number.
Senate considered, you only had 12 to 14% of African Americans, 12 to 14% of Americans who even supported this bill. Even Republicans were against this bill as well. Let's break this thing down, of course, with one of our experts here. You've seen him on the show before. Joining us, Daniel Dawes, author of the book 150 Years of Obamacare. He joins us right now. Also on our panel, Robert Patillo, attorney and CBS radio personality in Atlanta. Amber J. Phillips, co-host of Black Joy Mixtape podcast. Yonita Welday, a former prosecutor and criminal defense attorney. Daniel, when you see what's going on here, the fact that you have 50 state Medicaid directors who are against this, that says a whole lot. I saw one tweet this morning, they say you can never get those to agree on anything.
Absolutely. It just keeps getting from better to worse, right? And it just keeps getting worse and worse. And what they don't accept is the fact that a trial and error approach to health reform does not work. What is essentially happening is they're taking a play out of Frankenstein's book, right? Where they're creating their own monster. They're taking past proposals, failed proposals, proposals that have been deemed to create utter destruction in the healthcare market, and putting them together to create what will ultimately become this huge monster. And I think the entire healthcare sector recognizes that if they do not push back against those attempts, they will unravel the market way more so than past proposals would have done.
And when you look at this proposal, again, they're claiming it does protect those with pre-existing conditions. But the reality is the current law gives you blanket coverage across the country. This proposal will say to the states, it's up to you.
That's right. So Senator Cassidy will argue that no, we are protecting those with pre-existing conditions. That's true on paper, but we know in fact, when it is implemented, the state has the ability to charge you based on your medical history, whereas the ACA does not. If there's a ban on charging you based on your medical history, they would also be allowed to go beyond that by saying, if you are of this age, we're going to also increase the price to you. So if you are sick, if you are poor, and if you're older, you should be extremely afraid of what is in this bill.
I am.
They don't want any debate whatsoever. Nothing. They want no debate at all, which is a good indication there's a problem with the bill.
That's exactly right.
They want
And it's so
dictatorship.
interesting when you talk about process. So I know Senator Graham actually had criticized the process in a tweet a few months ago. We know Senator McCain has criticized the process as well, right? And yet, what do we see happening? It's the same thing. It's just rhetoric. And so we hope then that after this debacle, they will come together and move forward with the bipartisan approach.
What else do you see in this bill that is bad news?
Well, I think what we see happening right now is they are clawing back all of the funds from programs that were created under the Affordable Care Act. So when we talk about Medicaid expansion, the health insurance exchanges, the subsidies for those, they're clawing back that, putting it in a block grant, and essentially giving it to the states, right? And it's not giving it to all states. What they're doing is they're giving it to the states. They're rewarding the states that have refused to implement the Affordable Care Act, refused to expand Medicaid. But for these states, Georgia, Texas, mostly southern states, it would be a short-term victory, because if they were to take the money under the Affordable Care Act, even right now, those funds would be substantially more. Under the ACA, or under this Graham-Cassidy bill, states would lose over $235 billion with a B.
Now you can tell, now you guys are really, if you guys don't really understand what is really going on here, it's a piracy going on in the Healthcare Act that Donald Trump, you got to realize Donald Trump believes that what he says is right. Donald Trump thinks he's God. He has a God complex. So does many of these so-called Republicans. These Republicans claim to be for the people, but they're truly not. They're all about the rich and the white and nobody else. They don't care about nobody else. They never did and they never will. Because they hijacked the Republican Party and used it for their own goals. The real purpose of the Republican Party was to care and be conservative. That is what the term conservative means. Conservative meant to be the concern for the people and to help the people. These conservative, what they're trying to do is to conserve the great white racismness of America and to keep us poor people to suffer. Especially people of color that helped build this country, that we built this country from the ground up. They're doing everything they can to make it suffer. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and try and get ahead into the this segment here, get a little further up. Angela Wright will appear later in the show, but right now this is the beginning of the show that I missed earlier because I had very important things to do this morning. But I'm definitely going to hit this topic and tell you my views on it and what we need to do. All right. Next, I'm going to pause this here and we're going to go on to the next one. Now, what you got to realize here, Donald Trump, and I've been trying to warn you guys, from the time when Donald Trump got into office, that Donald Trump is actually the Antichrist. He is the son of the devil. You can see nothing but hatred and nothing but evilness poured through this guy's veins. There's no goodness in this man's soul. He does not have a soul. And what's going to happen is, if we continue to let this man have his way, we're going to have a lot of problems. Already he wants to have a war with North Korea. He wants to go ahead and go to war and do all this kind of crazy stuff. And he thinks that he speaks for the country, but he does not. Never, never, ever has there been a president that has the most opposition ever since his days in office. He has the lowest approval rating, and he has the highest mark of negativity. What I'm going to show you next is Donald Trump arrogantly claiming lies after lies. Just like this gentleman here, Roland Martin, says, Donald Trump is nothing but a liar. That's all he does is lies, lies, lies. Because he has nothing better to talk about. He's going to talk about how he has a lot of support behind it. And all the people that are supporting it behind Donald Trump are those who are rich, never had to work. Okay, let me explain to you Donald Trump's history. He's never had to work. His grandfather worked to build his riches. Then his father worked to build his riches. Donald Trump was born into money. When he was born into riches. So he's one of those people that feels entitlement, just like his son does. They feel that just because they're born into riches, that we don't deserve to have anything. We deserve to have everything. We must give everything to him because he was born rich and because he's a white, racist piece of trash. So what I'm going to let you do is hear this guy. Watch, listen to him tell his lies.
Yesterday, Donald Trump had this to say about this plan.
I think it has a very good chance. There's tremendous support from Republicans. Certainly, we're at 47 or 48 already senators, and a lot of others are looking at very positively.
See, this is what we have to worry about here. Donald Trump is putting the plan in motion. He's a man that wants to take you. Remember, his intention when he got into office was to take from the poor and give to the rich. If you guys ever heard of the sheriff of Nottingham, this is him. This guy is the Antichrist. And I've been trying to tell you guys for weeks, this guy is the devil. He bleeds nothing but hatred, hatred in his soul, division of a country. This guy wants to have war. He likely will be the one that's probably going to put martial law into his country, and maybe it's going to be an all-out war against black people and people of color, and all the whites that are poor. A lot of white people are going to feel a lot of hurt because of Donald Trump, because I know a lot of white people are against what Donald Trump is talking about as well. And here's what you guys don't realize: the like I said the other day, how the murder killing of the black guy that was murdered by the officer, Donald Trump didn't say anything about it at all. He was silent about it, just like how he was silent about when they had that thing going on in Virginia. You remember a few weeks ago, that Friday in Virginia, Donald Trump said all sides are to blame when they made him, when he was forced to speak. So now I'm gonna let Roland Martin. I'm gonna go ahead and go further in, let his video play on, and let Roland Martin go in a little bit. And then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and forward the segment on, and we're gonna get to the point.
Again, that was Trump on yesterday, but again, they still do not have the votes for it actually to take place. So I want to break this thing down with our panel, but also, again, Trump, of course, is getting a boost with his approval ratings. He hopes this actually increases it as well. Robert, here's what's interesting about this.
Okay, so now you heard that. Donald Trump is doing everything he can to boost his approval ratings and to boost the chances of his his unaffordable healthcare act to pass. So I'm going to go ahead and go past this segment, and likely the next segment will have Angela Rye in the segment. But I'm going to look into this here, and I'm going to go ahead and get to the point
As
here.
you can see, the stakes is high. We got to keep fighting. As we do something to stop it, he keeps on trying to find another way to bring it up again. And he's not going to give up. He's going to continue to do it till he gets it passed. Because the reason why he's doing that is because he's trying to wipe out and erase President Barack Obama's legacy. He's trying to make it like Barack Obama didn't do anything. And if it passes, he's going to say, oh, we got something passed. We did this and we ruined Obama, and now his legacy is erased. They remember, that's why I nicknamed these racist people the erasers, because they want to erase and wipe out everything that's good, just like how they tried to erase and wipe out black history and all those things. And that's what they're doing. They're trying to, all the civil rights laws they're trying to do, they're shutting them down, keep on shutting them down, and keep on putting up their stupid white racism laws. That's what they want to do. So now with this Affordable Health Care Act, they're trying to get rid of the one that President Barack Obama or former President Barack Obama had passed. And instead of them trying to fix it, they just want to get rid of it and put up there what they want, what they feel you should have. Healthcare that you have to keep on spending money that you can't afford and keep on being robbed and not get the proper care. And so they can laugh at you and say, hey, look at all these people dying in the ground. They're happy to see more people dead. Understand this. Donald Trump is be more happy when he sees a lot more of American citizens dead. Remember he says, let's make America great again? Explain. I would like to. I want like all of you guys to ask Donald Trump what the fuck he was talking about making America great again. Since number one, America was never great, and number two, what he's doing is making America worse than it already is.
Yeah, they act like they didn't like it. Listen to what they're gonna say, and then Angela Wright comes in.
White folks in this country have always voted against their best interests, so no matter how it's painted. They are resistant to any kind of change or real legislation. We know this with even putting Trump in office. People are voting against their health care. They're voting against their clean air. They're voting against their clean water. Texas is voting against infrastructure for hurricanes.
So I mentioned Jimmy Kimmel, of course, a couple of nights ago. He did a commentary where he really went after the principles of this particular bill, and he got some criticism from Fox and Friends, Brian Kilmeade, and man, did he destroy him, called him the biggest butt kisser in Hollywood. And so he has fired back again because people have been saying, oh, Jimmy Kimmel, he should stick to jokes, but you got a reality star who's the president, but you're telling Jimmy Kimmel just to stick to jokes. Here's Kimmel with his latest response.
Yeah, I want to hear Kimmel first.
He made a total about face, which means he either doesn't understand his own bill or he lied to me. It's as simple as that.
All right, that was Jimmy Kimmel from the first night. Okay, we played that several times already. So I'm gonna pull up a second again what he said last night. Angela Rye, who's principal and CEO, Impact Strategies. Angela, look, you spent lots of time on the Hill as well. This has nothing to do
This sister is the truth, man.
with the lives of people. This is all about get rid of this piece of legislation. Well, because it's about President Obama. Yeah, we saw with the 60 plus first repeal attempts that it wasn't about protecting the lives of human beings and ensuring access to affordable care. We also know that for whatever reason, and Amber, you were just talking about this, people voting against their own interests. Some people have gotten to the point where they think that healthcare is a privilege for the few instead of a right for every American. Folks that pay their taxes, folks who are just trying to make ends meet, folks who are taking care of their kids, folks who are, just trying to survive. If this country is really about life, liberty, but let's start with just life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And of course, reasonable minds, especially on this channel, can disagree whether or not that promise is made true for our community. Life. Let's just start there. And this should be something that's not partisan. But of course, again, anything that had Barack Obama's name attached to it was going to be a challenge. I think this current president, has made it clear that repealing everything about Barack Obama's legacy is his top priority.
As you can see, this sister means business. She makes a lot of sense, and I really like her inputs that she put on there. That's why a lot of times when she'll be on Twitter and she'll be speaking that truth, and I'll be hitting the like and the retweet button of what she says. Man, she be really on it, and you could tell she's really educated and why she came from a good background, a great family, and they made sure that she would grow up to have the knowledge and to be as wise as she is. Common, you got a good girlfriend, man. You better take care of her too, man. I heard that y'all two were going together, man. Y'all two make a great couple, though, man. Hope everything work out with you two, and hope y'all keep the fight. Hope y'all fight together. We need to keep the fight and go ahead and pick up that phone and call the legislator and definitely try to get this healthcare thing that Donald Trump is trying to do to not pass.
Who did not look like them, who at the town hall, and the folks who make the most noise are those who were against it. And that's one of the reasons why you had so much pressure, because the people who said we need this, they said, oh, we'll leave it up to somebody else. No. If you believe in this and it's made a difference in your life, you got to pick up that phone and not just talk about it inside your house.
Well, I think one of the things we have to remember is that
See that phone number on the screen? 202 224 3121. I need you guys to call that number.
Philadelphia.
I've already done it.
To actually address these issues, we have the political strength to address these issues. We just have to flex that muscle, and we have to start being honest about what Obamacare is and what Obamacare isn't. Obamacare is not universal health care. Obamacare is not the health care plan that Obama
You in the state by calling Obamacare. I'm trying to tell you.
ACA
Yeah, but you're furthering the negative.
But it shouldn't be negative because that was the president who signed that bill into office. It's not our fault that people are dumb and they don't understand. I'm serious. Affordable care. That wasn't our branding, by the way.
That's why they scared of the sister, especially Twitter. They be trying to try her.
I know that. No, they're very good at bumper sticker messaging. Again, folks, the phone number to call is 202-224-3121. 202-224-3121. If you live in certain, so let's say you live in Alabama, don't call Congresswoman Terry Sewell. She's in the House. You should be calling the two Republican United States senators because that's the problem. And so a lot of people, what happens is, and I saw this just yesterday at Congressional Black Caucus, folks were saying, well, what are some of the...
I call Marco Rubio, and he's a Republican.
I'm going, okay, there are two. There's Senator Kamala Harris, there's Senator Cory Booker, and then you have Senator Tim Scott on the Republican side, who's not in the Congressional Black Caucus. And so a lot of people want to call their House member. No, you should be calling members of the U.S. Senate.
But you know what? For staffers who are watching this program, please just transfer the call.
Right.
No, I'm serious, because it's 202-224, I'm sorry, 224-3121 is the Capitol operator switchboard. That means when the phone rings, you can transfer it to the senator who's going to be voting. I'm just saying.
All right, here we're going to finally wrap it up here about the healthcare issue. As you guys know, I did talk about earlier about the healthcare. My mom, as far as my mom and my family, my brother, my youngest brother, he's supposed to have healthcare as far as like his situation. To a degree, he does. He has Medicaid. Excuse me, Medicaid. I'm sorry that, but my mother, she has some insurance. She has health insurance, so she doesn't have to worry about getting any kind of help as far as getting her situation. Well, what the issue is here is basically how Trump is trying to take it away, and he's trying to cut Medicaid. Once he guts Medicaid, that's it. I don't have any insurance at all. That means if I'm sick, anything happened to me, I'm done for, and that's about it. I mean, it is what it is. We have to fight. This is going to be an ongoing fight. We're going to be fighting a long time. I think he's going to try again and again and again, probably as long as he's in office. And he's the type of dude that be dumb enough to try some type of martial law bullcrap. And that's who he is. He's a moron. He's an idiot. He's one of those people with no education, no sense, but he believes he can tell the people what to do. He thinks that he knows everything what's best for the people, and that's the type of person he is. Because he's rich and more privileged, that we must listen to him. Man, fuck that motherfucker. That's how I look at it. But at the end of the day, we have to do what we have to do, and we have to stand up for ourselves because he's not a human being. He doesn't have a soul, doesn't have a brain or nothing. He's just a dumb fool. Okay, so I'm getting ready to go into the final part of the segment of the healthcare, I believe, and then after that, we are going to talk about the rise of African American women.
Is a personal vendetta against President Obama, bottom line. And I think that, what is very dangerous about it is all of these different nuances. The reality is that if you allow states to control what happens to people of color, because we are the people who are going to be impacted. The people with the pre-existing conditions are mainly folks in our communities who have been neglected in terms of health care for all of our lives.
And you really got to get up for Miss Tamika Mallory. And I'll tell you a little bit about Tamika Mallory's done. She was a part of something that I did. I used to be a part of the National Action Network, for those of you who don't know. I was an activist that done things like what Angela Rye is doing, what Tamika Mallory was doing. And Al Sharpton actually follows me on Twitter. I'm not 100% sure that he still is following me on Twitter, but he has followed me on Twitter because I was a part of his organization. I've done things in the National Action Network. Those of you who don't know, I am an activist. I am an artist, a musician. I'm known by major labels. I'm known by labels by Jay-Z's label, which is the Rock Nation. I'm known by Priority Records. I'm known by Ruthless Records, and I'm also known by Def Jam. I'm known by quite a few people. I may not be famous, but I am a celebrity. And if you look me up, you can find me on the Internet Movie Database. I've done a little bit of acting, done a little bit of performance and music, but I can't afford to go out there and continue to put myself to where I'm always seen by the public eye. But for those of you who don't know, there's a lot of stuff about me you do not know about. But the point being, let's get back to the point that I was talking about. I love what Sister Tamika Mallory's talking about. This sister makes a lot of sense. She's a beautiful sister with a great head on her shoulders, just like Angela Rye. That's who she reminds me of. But she's her own person. Those of you who don't remember, she went and stood up against the NRA for the NRA when they were talking that what she was saying when she was with the Black Lives Matter movement, saying that she didn't make any sense. Now, those of you who say that I'm totally for Black Lives Matter, I'm not, because there's some part of Black Lives Matter that has like a little bit of holes in it that needs to be fixed. I'm type of person that believes that Black Lives Matter is, they mean well and they're trying to do right, but there's a lot of people that are looking to pull it apart, and a lot of black people are wanting to pull it apart. I wish that we all could come together and come to some way where we could be organized and do something to improve the state of Black America and the state of people of color in this country as well as the world. But it's never going to be taken seriously because we're fighting our own selves. Because if you look at, a lot of black people are against Black Lives Matter and they try to tear it down. And it just is what it is. We just have to keep fighting and keep on doing what we can to improve the way how the world sees us and the way how we see each other. We have to, in order for us to change the way how people see us, we have to change the way how we see each other and stop fighting amongst each other and stop acting like crabs in a barrel, like just like in Jamaica is the same thing. If you look at the island, it's very disorganized. People fight each other. You got the JNP and the PNP. The JNP is a Jamaican National Party, and the PNP is the People's National Party. They fight each other. Because one person is in a different party and see things different, they kill each other. And if you don't believe me, go ahead and go to the island, because a lot of you guys claim that I don't know nothing about Jamaica, where my family and my mom and my dad and my grandma and everybody come from, which is 98% of my family is Jamaican. But just because I don't always speak the accent doesn't mean I'm not Jamaican. I'm born in the UK, and I told you this already. My mom and dad is Jamaican. As you see my previous video, you can go check my previous video. My mom is speaking her Jamaican accent, but she's speaking clearly so you can understand her. And if you want to question that, that's too bad. I really don't care. You can kiss my motherfucking ass. You can go suck a brick or do something. Suck my big fat dick. Because a lot of you guys are haters. But all right. Now I'm going to go ahead and get to the segment here. We got 2 more segments to go before I wrap this video up. The first segment we're going to talk about is the rise of African American women, which is a segment I've been working on for years.
So we'll have that. Plus, the new Nielsen report found that the influence of black women on general markets continues to grow. We'll break it down as well. 17 after the hour. News 1 now on TV1.
I'm going to show you this commercial. This commercial is propaganda that's coming up. It's a very racist commercial in case you guys don't look. See what they're trying to show in this commercial? They're trying to make it look like he's a great white savior to a black woman. In case you guys understand it. As you can see what's going on, I have a kind of technical difficulty with this computer. It's been giving me problems all day. He keeps giving me access denied bullcrap. But what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to make a point. We need to really look at these subliminal messages in these commercials. They're trying to turn blacks and whites and blacks against each other. That's all it is. They're putting this propaganda, making it like if you look at the Cash App USA commercial when it first started, where this black woman was like, "Oh, I need credit. I'm on my, she was desperate, needed credit, and she couldn't get anywhere, get anything done. So they send the Cash App USA as the great white savior that helps the black girl, and they're trying to make her like this little bed wench that she's so grateful, happy, and giddy and goofed up because the white man saved her." But that's what they try to do, and then they do these commercials. If you look at a lot of commercials, they trying to make a lot of these interracial commercials. Before, America was so against interracial dating, and not only that, if you look at it, police are still murdering black people and getting away with it. So, I mean, it just reminds you that racism has never changed. They're trying to brainwash you over and over, and they're trying to turn races against each other. And we have to wake up and get out of that stuff. And at the end of the day, it's all about, in order for us to move forward and make change, black people have to help each other first before they can help anybody else. We're not trying to say divide anything or we need to stay away from each other and anything like that. We're trying to say in order for black people to be able to get better, they have to help each other first. And then that way, after that, then we go and help other people. And we all unite and come together. As of right now, we need to wake up and look at the subliminalities in the commercials for what it is, because it's a propaganda set up by the so-called Jews to keep black people separated and to keep white people separated and to keep destroying each other and fighting each other. That's what it's been all the way since the beginning. So as of now, I'm getting ready to get more in depth into this video because I'm actually going to I'm going to put more in depth about the rise of African American women, how they are being taken seriously around the world, and more people are paying attention to African American women. African American women have the greatest buying power in the United States of America, and they're in the I think they're going into the trillions now, and they also have the power to vote. They have the power to basically change the world right now because they're leading in like a lot of them. You got some that are single mothers, just like Jamaica women. You have a high number of single mothers from Jamaica and of the Caribbean and other places like that. But they build the voting power, they build the spending power, all that have you, and it's gonna be explained in depth. And that's the next segment that is coming up. So you're gonna realize I'm not the only one that's saying it. It's saying that how they lead in beauty, like they're becoming the trendsetter for beauty, the standard of beauty, and the standard of building businesses becoming successful. There's more business being built. Remember back in the day, African American women used to be getting degrees just to work for other people. Now they're becoming more popular than black men and everybody else in setting up and starting and building a business. So the segment is coming up right now. Check it out.
Single mothers are raising 57% of the nation's black children, while their black women are the majority owners in more than 1.5 million businesses. That's just 2 of the takeaways from a new report by Nielsen. We'll talk to his churches in the video next. Plus, entrepreneur and operation host founder. Who hasn't heard of Black Girl Magic, the hashtag that defines the powerful influence that black women have across platforms ranging from women's rights?
This is what I was telling you about.
The nation's economy. Well,
the rise of African American women.
African American women Our science, her magic, it breaks down some of the achievements black women are making, including the fact that they control most of the African American communities. $1.2 trillion in spending power. Black women are trendsetters for women of every race, buying brands that reflect their style, and most say they are more likely to buy brands and support a charity or cause they care about. Now, you know, sisters are spending lots on health and beauty products, and Nielsen suggests that companies looking to gain that market share should be diversifying their product lines. The report also highlights the power of African American women's ambition. Black women are majority owners of more than 1.5 million businesses with over $42 billion in sales. Let's go right to Cheryl Pearson McNeil to break down this particular report here as well. For Cheryl Pearson McNeil, I forgot she got 4 names.
It's Cheryl Gray.
Lord, she got so many names, y'all. It's unbelievable.
Cheryl Gray.
There's so many names. Senior Vice President with Nielsen. Her title used to be longer, now her name got longer, the title got shorter. All right, so Cheryl, let's talk about this report. Now, you've done different reports in the past looking at beauty habits, things on those lines. Why this year focus specifically on black women?
So, you know, being a woman is great. Being a black girl or a black woman, as we all know now, is magic. Absolutely. So being a black female consumer is pure power. And that's one of the reasons we wanted to talk about what that power actually means, because as black women, as the trendsetters that we are literally at the intersection of commerce, culture, and consciousness. And we are impacting so many ways that other women think and dress and what they buy. We thought it was time to highlight that.
Speaking of that, pull the graphic up, please. Again, as I gave some of the stats, we came to businesses. Black women, first of all, start businesses at a faster rate than anybody else in this country. And also 23% of black women have bachelor's degrees or higher, up from 18%. They're also going to college more so than anybody else as well, Cheryl.
Yes. So all of that says that what we're doing now, it's not that we haven't been doing it all along. It's just that for some reason the world is taking notice. And I think a lot of that has to do with some of the other trends.
It's been taking notice.
Support, and that's how we're spending our time as consumers and our consumption habits. We watch, bar none, more TV. We listen to more radio. We are using our personal computers for internet and video consumption. We're using our smartphones for those same things. And we're not afraid to talk about it. And when we actually share what we love, why we love it, who we love, why we love, when we do that, other people pay attention. And that works for marketers as well. So they're starting to pay attention, and they're making decisions based on that we have. And so that's why you're seeing when you have successes like Issa Rae on a platform online with her Awkward Girl series.
Right.
HBO took
Insecure.
all of us who were tuning in to watch that, and they turned it into a series. That's why you're starting to see this phenomenon actually manifest itself in other ways.
And I think about even our voting power, right? Like how we used it in this presidential election. And it just makes me think about the idea that people really do need to focus on what black women can do when we come together and decide that we're going to support anything, any person, and we're not always respected. And that's something that we have to change. And I think we change it by
Exactly.
we're not going to spend our money also. So it's not just about pouring in. It's also about holding that dollar back, especially if it's a corporation that you don't feel, or any particular entity that you don't feel represents your interests.
Absolutely. If you aren't using all of this power for good, shame on us. But I do think that we're starting to see that we are using it for good. And I think millennials are actually picking up on it as well. And that's getting some traction.
Absolutely, and I think that the beauty of all of this is us being able to change the narrative and create our own narrative.
The sister's a Nigerian sister,
This sense of us being unapologetically black and owning it.
and she respects us.
Embracing each other, whether it's the hashtag Black Girl Magic that we all use, just really loving and embracing ourselves for all we have to offer. And as you rightfully said, the world has caught wind to it, and they're, just saying these women love themselves, and they're capitalizing off of it almost.
And you brought up Issa Rae, and I loved her statement the other night at the Emmys when they asked her, who are you supporting? And she said, everybody.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
But I think what this highlights, though, is the power of the dollar.
Yes.
Economics.
Yeah.
I'm married to a black woman. Beautiful. Love her to death.
We like to hear that, by the way.
And so we went out to calm yourself. And so she wanted to get some of Rihanna makeup.
Yeah.
It is sold out across the country. You can't buy it anywhere. So I think the larger lesson that So I think one of the larger lessons that we need to take from this, not just for black women, but for the black community, is our dollars matter. And we can drive a lot of conversations simply by how we spend our dollars.
That's the importance of doing the report. It's why Nielsen's been doing these reports for the last 7 years, because I saw all of this information coming across my desk, and I knew that businesses needed to be more aware of it as well, and Nielsen's been doing it for 7 years now. So.
All right, where can folks go see the full report?
Go down to Nielsen.com and download the full report, NIELSEN.com, and it's there for your asking.
All right, sure, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.
We'll talk money next with best-selling author John Hope.
Okay, so that is pretty much the end of the video here. It's a long video. I do apologize for letting the video go so long, but I had to make a point. As you guys know, we've covered healthcare, the hurricane, racism in the community that is continuing, the rise of African American women, and then also what I'm going to talk about now is also the there's some more stuff that is going on with me. The Tru-Dru show is going to be returning when the Empire returns next week. I have definitely news to bring to you guys by next week. Hopefully by then I'll be re-employed again. I'll be back on my feet, and I'll be able to have a whole bunch of stories I like to share with you. But if I have not deleted that video that I've done, and I'm going to put together a video about the rise of African American women. And speaking of African American women, there is something I do want to leave off and let you know. There's a friend of mine named Kavina, named Baby D. I've actually I was successfully able to start my business called Tru Empress Entertainment. Now I have a subsidiary of that label called Tru Empresses Entertainment. That is right. There is a female version or a woman version to my label. So that means, being that I am the first African American male that is able to start a record label, start a business that's been able to get attention. Kavina Crooms is now actually the first African American woman owner of a record label that has been formed. So what I'm going to do is show you the face of Tru Empresses Entertainment. I'm going to show you by a picture what she looks like. And she is a singer, and she's already, if you see my earlier videos, you know that she's does music, and she does other things. She raps and stuff like that. I spoke to her today. She called me today, and she needed my help. And I'm the type of person I look out for her, even though sometimes when I feel like she's helped me, she's always asking for something. But you know, it is when a woman asks you for something, you give them what they want. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So I'm gonna end that note and show you what I'm talking about. And I thank you very much for watching this video. Share it with a friend. And I do apologize for the difficulties that I had with the video earlier with the voice and the camera and all that stuff. It's just because a lot of the roaches, insides, and guts and everything was inside the camera when I found out when I started to take it out. So I'm gonna give it a clean. Hopefully by the next time when I see you, everything will work out for the better. Because I need that camera, because I use it to shoot music videos and stuff like that. And that is all the camera I have, other than the camera I have on the computer and the camera I use on the phone. So I thank you guys very much for watching. Please share this information. Please like and subscribe and share. And you guys have a wonderful, blessed one. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. One love, peace, and blessings. And peace to our sister Angelou, aka the Radical Home Goddess, Cynthia G, Torian Rain, who I almost forgot your name. I apologize about that. Jay Black, I think his name is. Tommy Sotomayor. Everybody Hates Angel, or Angel IKYG. I know your game. I'm definitely going to want to promote my business with you, because I got a lot of stuff I'm trying to get together and trying to get ahead. And also China Fox and all the other people that I subscribe to, videos that I can't remember your names. I'm sorry, because I don't know all of you guys by names. Also, what's that sister name again? I see if I can get it in time for the segment. Her name is gosh, come on. Lady T. or I think her name is Lady T or something like that. I want to say peace and blessings to you. Josie on the YouTube, also to you as well. You're always talking about Issa Rae's show. What's the name of that show? Insecure. It seems like you're really into that show. That's all you talk about in most of your videos. Um, who else? It's a couple more people that are showing their faces on YouTube, and I want to say that it's great to see all y'all doing y'all thing. As you guys know, our system with YouTube is a little bit off. The way how they have it, I'm hoping that you guys just give me a like on the page, but it's a little bit off. Like it'll be off as far as like the algorithm is off a little bit. Hope you guys will show me support and share my videos everywhere where you can. All right, you guys take care. One. Oh yeah, one more thing I totally forgot about. You remember Kanika Jenkins, that what happened to her? I'm praying that everything goes well for her family, that they find out who did this to her, who murdered her, because someone raped and murdered the girl, the young girl. I'm hoping that justice is served. I heard from some YouTube channels that the killer's been caught or the killer confessed and all that stuff, and then there's other people saying that the killer's never been caught, and I don't know what the answer is, but I'm hoping that justice is served, that he is caught, he or she is caught, or whoever it is, and that everything situation take care of itself in the end justifies the means. All right, guys, take care.